if this was happening on a screen I was watching, I would have been on my phone before he even started talking.
Second monitor.
Yeah. Bro talks like second monitor content.
And just like that, I have to stop saying that. I keep starting these with, and just like that. And then I talk to people about the show that I've never watched. It's the shortest intro. It's a conversation killer because I go, and just like that, have you ever watched it? And the guest will go, no. And I'll go, me neither. And then they go,
I watched the Shay Diaz stand-up.
oh, how is that?
Really good.
Really good. We should do a show where we just review
the Shay Diaz stand-up.
Yeah. And comedy only in movies and shows.
Okay, do you want to know? I'm going to misremember her this is her closer of her big stand-up set.
Great.
Which is I just moved to, it's something like I just moved to LA and it's crazy how spread out everything is. You know, I come from New York where everything's really close together. We have public transit. Everything's so spread out in LA. Sometimes I have to take an Uber from my dining room to my bedroom. And then she says, thank you, everyone. Good night. And the crowd loses it. And it's all like, it all looks like NYU kids, like 20-year-old extras. Just being like,
losing it. Having like applause signs for the crowd. That's wild. I have the Luke man with me today. I'm so excited.
Hey, guys.
Luke rules. I got to do your show a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I came home and I told my wife, that was so fucking funny and impressive to me. For a few reasons. One of the things that just destroyed me is you have people call in.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, and I will take all of the blame for this. I just fully ran out of steam.
Yeah.
The podcast simulator, this is a running theme, was way too short.
Yeah. You use, and it really, and to for people that didn't see it, really, really seemed like you used AI to write a lot of it.
And I've stopped doing that since.
I really thought you were going to say, no, it was just bad. No, okay.
I think it was a combo of like, I needed some filler
It made any
stuff.
fucking sense, man.
Yeah, and then I was like...
Much of it was like nonsense.
It was nonsense.
So obvious.
It was really obvious. And then also what was killing me was like sometimes when the AI made more sense than when the human stuff, I was like, that's not good.
Right.
So I haven't done it since. That was the last time I've done it. And so we run out of steam quickly because I didn't do a good job. And then we did like calls in the beginning and then we did that. And then after you're like, all right, let's get some callers back on. You and I both have a monitor. No one is calling in.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for people to call in. And then when they do, you just absolutely steamroll them in a way that you're like, why did you call in? And you flipped it so hard, it really killed me.
Yeah.
The one that I still think about all the time was someone called like 4 or 5 times and they finally called back. And then they went, hello? And then you went, motherfucker, you called me. And they were like in their bathroom or something.
Yeah. I find with the call-in show, you have to lead, with the rod instead of the carrot. Is that the phrase? The carrot instead of the stick. Or, you know what I'm talking about? Stick and carrot.
Yes, I
understand. It basically means
now.
You got to whip their asses with the stick instead of giving them a little tasty carrot treat. So that's how I do the college. I think that was the night that also inspired me to do a format I've only done once, and I'm doing on Thursday with JF as the guest host, which is what I have a new call-in show called "What's Your Fucking Problem?" Where I say I'm gonna be mean to you, and then they know, and then I am mean to them.
Okay,
and it's liberating.
Do they have to call in with like a specific question or something, or is it
either it could be what's your fucking problem? You have a problem that you want me to solve, or like if you have advice, you have a problem with me, or you're gonna say a problem you like about you, like what's your problem? Like I care too much. Like someone called in. I mean, a perfect example of how the show went. Someone called in and said my grandma had died yesterday, and I said that's not really a problem, and then I hung up because it wasn't. It's not a problem. What am I supposed to do with that?
That's tough.
All right. What am I? What? I'm not a grief counselor.
You're not. It's something you do that I'm super impressed by. I'm going to ask just a very ignorant question.
Yeah.
Are you naturally very good at with the Fortnite talk show and people calling in. I think you have this extreme skill set of being able to like keep pulling stuff out of people and finding interesting things with complete strangers.
Yeah.
Are you always like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's like I really like doing that, you know? And I think that's why I'm drawn to these like formats that all kind of revolve around that. It's like I was doing stuff in VR chat for a while, which I feel like was similar, just kind of like fucking just trying to get people to talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's something I've kind of always done though. As like a kid, I was just like, okay, let's get real for a second. I'm switching gears.
Great.
It sounded like I'm saying that's a quote I said as a kid, but I want to be clear. No, I'm shifting the energy.
Okay.
You follow?
Yes, I prefer this.
Okay.
People critique me for doing this too much on this show.
I would say legitimately something, and this is behind the actor studio. I remember as a kid realizing by the time I was like 8 years old, oh, people just like me way more if I never stop asking them questions. And I like about them.
Okay.
About them. Okay, because I know that sounds annoying. No, but like I just feel like it's at the end of the day, a true belief I have in a not cynical way is like people often don't get to talk about themselves because of like whatever, unless they're fucking shithead comedians or whatever. But like most people don't. They want to, but don't feel comfortable doing it. So if you give them an avenue, they'll tell you about their crazy ass life. Like 9 out of 10 times.
It's so funny how you 100% view people that way of like, oh, I really like that person. They just keep asking me about myself.
Of course. Yeah. That, and it's like, it is the two sides of the same coin where it's like, that is also like, they're like, I mean, how many times I've had people be like, man, we had such a good conversation. I'm like, totally. We did. You didn't ask. You like, you just talk about yourself. And I'm happy to provide that for people because I don't like talking about myself. So like, that's kind of the inverse, you know?
Me neither. And I always feel like I have nothing interesting when people are like, what's the latest? Like, I'm still just doing what I'm doing.
It's like, I don't know. I saw this movie. I don't really want to talk about it. And it's like, I'm not lit up by talking about my own stuff really.
That's an issue I have is I don't have good like hot take opinions, or when someone's like, yeah, what'd you think about this album? I'm just like, it's fine. I liked it. I didn't dislike it. I didn't love it. And then you can see people go like, all right, I got to start talking to different people.
Yeah. There's nothing like talking to someone at a social event and to just see the light leave their eyes before you even really get going, you know?
I did that last weekend where someone asked me very nicely, like a work question of like, how do you do X, Y, or Z? And then I got really excited and was like, so the way that I try to do it.
Right.
And then I realized I was talking way too long to a group of like 5. And then you could just like.
You saw them.
What was annoying to me, I was like, I wish I had clocked sooner.
Yeah. Because then you were too far in.
Yeah. Because then I was like, do I finish the story? I think I probably just stop, right?
But then that's why it's such a pickle. I mean, now talking about why I don't like telling stories to people is because then how do you get out of it? Because it's too, because if you say, no one wants to hear this, everyone goes, no, we want to hear it.
Please stop.
Yeah,
please stop.
right. So everyone's fucked. You don't want to tell it. They don't want to hear it, but you have to finish your social contract in that moment.
But what I end up doing is just saying a version of like, anyway, yeah, it's crazy. mid story too, of just like, you see everyone's like, I can't pull out my phone,
right?
But I see where my phone is,
right?
And like, how can I slowly grab it?
If this was happening if this was happening on a screen I was watching, I would have been on my phone before he even started talking.
Second monitor,
yeah. Bro talks like second monitor content.
That should be what my Twitch should be called, just second monitor.
Yeah, man.
So you're from DC. Did you do stand up in DC, or did you?
Not really. I did comedy. I didn't start really doing comedy in college, and then I did it in Chicago. That's where I did most of my comedy. I did like improv in college, and then I did like stand-up sketch in improv in Chicago for like 5 years.
Did you do Improv Olympic or Second City or just?
I mostly did. I mean, I took like IO classes, but I mostly did sketch and stand-up because I'm really not good at improv.
Me neither.
Because I can't. I always hated taking classes because I was like, like Kimming is funny. All these people fucking suck ass, which I know is not nice, but like some people I don't think come into it that way. But I was like, this sucks, you know? Like I don't like this. I don't want to hang out with these people.
Which is so funny because you more than actual, I don't know, improvisers I know, you're so good on your feet because the Fortnite talk show, and if you're not familiar with it, which I'm sure everyone here is, you do it's a live call-in show with people who I would argue are fully unwillingly part of the show, which is so funny. And because I worked on a call-in show, and what made it, and probably what makes most of them easy, is the person's a fan of the show. They know what they're getting into. To a fault, they'll probably try to do bits and stuff. But you flipped it where you just start by saying, does anyone have their mic on?
Yeah.
Eventually someone says yes. You have a theme song you play. And then you just go. So my point is like, that to me is just like, it's great improv because the person is just like being thrown into a scene. But I guess I'm trying to conflate like being a good conversationalist with improv.
I think that is the thing, is like, it is a thing for me where it comes down to that I feel great at, but it was like, keeping track of a character is impossible to me. It's just like, I can't do it. I can't remember. I don't remember like even like I said something 30 seconds ago. I don't remember it. That's just who I am as a person.
Horrible retention.
Yeah, I just can't. So it's like if I'm doing it in the moment and then we're short for it. But you did say right about it not being willing, but I need to say this and look me chat in the eye. And also someone said, is that where you learn to fake getting the hiccups all the time? Fuck you. I get the hic, and you know what's so fucked about that?
That's your camera. But
this one,
center,
that one, is that one even on?
Yep, that'll be for YouTube. But I guess you can go both.
No, but this is I'm telling you.
This is what chat's saying.
I get the hiccups like I guess I get it a normal amount. I'd say I get the hiccups once a month on stream. It's not like I'm getting the hiccups all the time. What the fuck kind of narrative is that? It's bullshit. But I was going to say about Fortnite Talk Show is. It is unwilling, but I checked with my lawyer, and legally, as long as they agree at least a little bit once, and I tell them it's being recorded, I'm in the clear.
We had to do the same with We're Here to Help, where we put like a legal disclaimer at the end that was saying like, well, first, whenever I would email people to lock in them to call in, I would always say in the email, this is being recorded because it is a podcast.
Yeah.
And then we'd put at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
You do not have to this is a comedy show.
Yes.
Like, use your own discretion. You do not have to take the advice of, because it is, it's ridiculous. You have to say that. But
yeah, you do though. They'll come for your ass.
So
these people will hire lawyers and they'll try and ruin you. Take a note if you ever get into entertainment.
I liked doing sketch more than improv.
Me too. I did sketch is what I mostly did.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It was nice also just being able to, even though I would procrastinate, it was nice being able to just have my own thing on the side where it's just like, okay, I'm going to spend an hour and try to come up with a funny sketch. And I do think there is like a big confidence booster of, did you listen to like podcast? I mean, you're definitely like a fan of comedy before.
Yeah.
And so like I would go in and like if a sketch, and this is not a good trait, but I would go in and then someone would do their sketch or be like, that sucked so much. And then I felt such a confidence boost when I was doing my sketches, which also sucked, but
relatively it got like one more laugh. Yeah. Wait. So what was the question?
There wasn't. I just wanted to say I judged people a lot in 101. But I relate to writing just the prep of it felt much more comfortable to me.
Yeah, same. And also like shout out Wyatt Fair and David Brown, who I've been in a sketch group with forever. It was like, also, when you're in a sketch group for a long time with people, it's like, well, yeah, we were like making shit up while we were doing it too. But it's like having a framework of something you already know is funny is like, to me, so much more enjoyable than just doing improv. Though, you know what? Hat in my hands, coming to you. Oh, I can't believe this. I saw an improv show last week at the UCB for the first time in probably 10 years.
Yeah.
An improv show. I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Shit. Shout out Chris Chalakian. Shout out his improv team. I was laughing, bro. I was like, damn, how'd they come up with that shit, man?
I would go to so many shows right when I moved to LA at UCB.
Mm-hmm.
I got an apartment really close there so I could walk there like every day.
At the Scientology Celebrity Center.
This was the one on Sunset.
Oh, sure.
But I would go to the Franklin one a lot too. I guess they're different Scientology center.
Yeah.
It's interesting though, because in the podcast world, I work more with improvisers than like sketch people.
Sure.
Because the thing that you were talking about too, of they're better on mic, in my experience, than like a lot of writers.
Yeah. Writers are nothing.
They're nothing. They're definitely not the employed ones that have cush writing jobs and make a lot of money.
They're nobodies.
That's
why they don't wear the cool outfits on the red carpet. They only wear tuxedos. You ever notice that? The writers are never dressed that cool. They should be though.
They should be. Because
you should all want to be on front of the camera.
It is. That's how I know I would not be good in that world. Is don't
look good in a suit.
How important style is becoming with how many like cool fashion SNL people there are. I'm like, man, I'm a lot
of looks after guys. Sorry to date the podcast. Yeah, we're recording this day after SNL 50, so it's hot on our minds. Yes, the Domingo sketch remap was friggin' awesome. Shout out Sarah, girl, you killed it. She's a friend, so I can say that. If you don't know if you don't know that we're friends, that seems insane that I would just single out one cast member and scream at them. But it was great. I mean, I love seeing it all. Andy Samberg doing his thing. I mean, can we get 50 more years, please?
I'm hoping so.
Please? Can we get 50 more years, please?
So you do improv and sketch, mostly sketch and stand-up in Chicago. How long did you do that before you move out here?
5 years. So I moved here 2019 with the aforementioned people because me, Wyatt, David, our friend Scott Eggleston, and Sarah were part of a comedy collective called Hell Trap Nightmare that performed for many years. We had a monthly show at Chicago at this place called The Hideout. We like toured together. So we all moved out together in 2019. Mm-hmm. About 4 months after we moved, the pandemic hit. So then I've been in LA now longer than I was in Chicago, which is crazy, but it doesn't really feel that way just because I was like stuck in a fucking apartment in Burbank for 3 years. But yeah.
During the pandemic, is that when you start getting into this Twitch world?
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of the impetus. I was like, damn, that sucks that I can't. It was really actually, you know what it was really? It was when the pandemic was starting to loosen and like I was doing shows again. And I was like, I think I want to do something else. Like it took all that time to realize like, I don't think I miss this much, you know? So then I'd done a little bit of Twitch stuff and then I really started hitting it and I love it. I think it's so fun.
When was this, like 2020?
This was 2022. So I've been doing Twitch. I did a little in 2020, a little in 21, but it's been about 3 years of like, okay, I'm really making a go at this, you know?
Cool.
Yeah.
There's so many things I love and hate about it because I had a similar experience of doing a lot of having more of a background in like live performing, like at UCB and different like comedy improv places, and then trying to get into Twitch and feeling like confident in some regards of like, I'm used to performing, but then also the tech side being like just absolutely debilitating, despite working in podcasting.
Dude, I feel the same way because so much of our shit with sketch, we did like so many videos and stuff. I was like, how fucking hard can this be? Like, I feel very used to this. I'm like good with Premiere, Photoshop, whatever. And then it's like just a completely different skill set that really is barely the same at all. And it's like a totally different, like you have to know like computer networking and shit.
When you start doing Twitch in 2022, do you start with the Fortnite talk show or what do you start
No, Fortnite talk show is relatively new. I mean, I started doing that in the last like 6 months. I was doing an advice show that just like kind of didn't work just because it's like I just didn't have enough people watching to like really warrant a call-in show.
Yep.
Then I switched to Chat Havers, the thing you were on. And for a long time, I was doing that, which was actually a call-in show would have a guest. For about a year, I was doing it 4 nights a week with a different guest. I was really going fucking crazy on it.
That's wild. And it was very impressive.
It was crazy. I mean, It was a lot of, and then I slowed down because I was like, dude, the booking. I mean, I'm sure you know better than anyone.
It's
The
exhausting.
booking was the most exhausting part. Of just like
at your current place. Is that where you're doing it?
No, we were doing it at
Somewhere
our
else?
Silver Lake 2-bedroom apartment, and the reason we moved to that place is because Katie, my girlfriend, was like, "Hey, you can't do
You need a space.
you can't do a talk show 4 nights a week, and a stranger comes into our house."
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
like she's like working full time and just like this fucking sucks. But she was very cool about it because she's the best, and
Yep, she
now
is.
I have my own space, which is great. But yeah, and then
Man, 4 nights a week is wild.
yeah, it was a lot. And now now that's part of, I like doing the call-in stuff. So I see Fortnite Talk Show as honestly like an extension of that, you know?
For sure.
But now I do it with less guests.
Mhm.
I also know way more streamers because I didn't really know that many streamers when I started, besides like the Everything Now guys and like a couple other people. So like now it's just kind of my focus has changed a little. And also I just got tired of doing it because I was doing it 4 nights a week, you know?
When I started, I had a similar thing of doing it a lot. I dabbled for 6 months in like 2020, like I'm sure everyone did.
Yeah.
And what I liked about it was, I think I was similar, like a couple nights a week. And it was cool because it was nice that no one was watching, but such a small amount of people were watching that I felt comfortable like experimenting, trying different things and seeing what worked and what didn't.
Totally.
And it is fascinating how you're sometimes, and especially in the early days, just fully doing it for like you and one, it's you and one person in Michigan who's like, oh, that was a good job, dude.
Awesome, man. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is so crazy. I was talking to Katie about this recently because it's like I would like literally lie to her how many people had been watching because I was so like, it was like 5. I was like, yeah, there's like 15, 20. Yeah. And then she recently was like, yeah, I know. Because I looked and there was no one watching it. I was one of them and my brother was another one. And I was like, whoo, it's not, starting on Twitch is no joke, man. I mean, it is, unless you're coming with a lot of heat from somewhere else, you really start with just like no one, you know?
I got really embarrassed a couple months ago because I was doing a thing called pending review where I was reviewing different pens. I started.
Can you tell this guy works in podcasting, folks? This is what happens when you hear podcast ideas every day for 10 years. You end up on pending review.
Yep.
Yeah.
To 8 people.
Yeah.
And my wife's friend, who I didn't know had like a Twitch account, was like, "Hey, Kev, what's going on? Great job. You're doing great." And was very nice, but I felt so weirdly like more overwhelmed by that than like if I had 200 people watching or if it was like a host I work with. Like things that would seem higher pressure, but my wife's friend watching and there being 8 people, I was like, maybe this isn't for me.
No, totally. I totally get that. I mean, because you're like, oh, like a host of a show or like a friend who's in like entertainment more like understands, you know?
Yeah.
Where this is just like, I don't want to embarrass my wife. Like, look at my friend's loser husband. You know, I get that. It's how I mean, I would feel in Chicago doing shows. I was like, I'd rather perform in front of like, I either want to perform in front of like 1,000 people or like 2, but if it's like 10 to 15, it's like that feels insane.
Yeah,
because if it's so few, it's like who gives a fuck? But then there's like that little ground where you're like, well, this is gonna sound insane because is gonna be people laughing, but obviously not at everything, so it sounds even crazier, you know?
I stopped live performing 6 or 7 years ago, and I think part of it was that especially in LA, I just really didn't like that there would be, like you're saying, 8 people in the crowd and like 6 of them are also performing and they're so clearly locked in on what they're going to say.
Yeah.
Do you still perform? You did the show at the Elysian. But
somewhat. Not that much. In fact, someone asked me today if I wanted to open for their show and I was really thinking, I was like, no, I really don't want to.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Figure out what stand-up I'm going to do after now I'm doing it? And I think I'm like, it's really crazy because it's been such a big part of my life for so long, but I feel like I get so many of those like same sort of impulses out with Twitch that I'm like.
I know. And Twitch kind of like spoils you where you get paid. And it's nice seeing like the same people in the chat and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
kind of fun. And the pressure just feels so much less
Yes.
because it's not actual people
Yeah.
watching.
You
in
guys aren't
person.
real, by the way. You
You're
know
all
that.
bots to me.
You're fucking like, you might as well be Chat GPT the way I look at you. Chat GPT with a fucking credit card is what I call my Twitch chat.
So you, what else do you do other than you do chat havers?
Do
And,
chat havers.
yeah.
And then I'll do like specialty streams. Like I did a whole thing in December called Wicked Week where I was dressed as Elphaba for a whole week. And then
Great.
I was just
I
doing a
remember
bunch
that,
of,
yeah.
yeah. I did like a fake table read where I like, it said we were doing a table read of Wicked, but I changed all the names in Star Wars Episode 2 to be the names from the people from Wicked. And we just like read that. It was very fun.
That's great.
So I like to do like, I've tried to go for more high concept stuff too, but Twitch is crazy because it's like, it's something I talked to about with like Dead Blossom Jesse or like really any of the Goo Crew people, because I think all of us are trying to do more interesting stuff than just gaming, but it's like, it can be very challenging just because it is a like quantity game. At its core, Twitch is quantity over quality. So you're like, define the quality
So
as like, it's just like, man, you know, you're like, you're basically punished for not streaming as much as humanly possible. So
I found this YouTuber yesterday I'd never heard of. He's this artist. His name's, I think it's Gawx, Gawx. And he makes these like really, really impressive cinematic videos. And I watched like an interview with him and he was like, I can only do it once a month. And he's like, if the quality is this good, because I spend like 4 to 6 weeks making it, there's no way if I was trying to do like a weekly show, the quality would drop so much.
But I'm sure he feels the feeling of like he's literally leaving money on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? But then you're like, but then also the reason people watch is because we do something that is like more interesting than just fucking gaming. So it's a tightrope. But yeah, I mean, this year I really want to go back to doing bigger projects, but I feel like that's easier now that I have like all these different formats I do that are like repeatable. Like anytime I can figure out something that I can do that I'm proud of, that I can do more than once, I'm like, fuck yes. Like that's the best feeling in the world. Cause it's like, wow, I don't have to just make a bunch of shit and buy a bunch of props I'll never use again, you know?
And what's interesting about Twitch for me too is being able to put something like that in a rotation where like you find something that works, you really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But you don't have to immediately go, cool, I'm going to do this now every single week. You can if you want. But I get sensitive to like the burnout of something that I enjoy. Yeah. So then it's like, I'll find like the podcast simulator. I'm like, this is great.
Yes.
And if I tried to do it like Mondays and Thursdays, I think after 2 months, it'd be like, the show's done.
Totally. I feel the same way with Fortnite Talk Show. Cause like I you know, when I started, people like even Katie was like, well, why don't you just do that every night? I'm like, because it would stop being fun immediately. Like now it's like, I literally get to look forward to a stream every week. Cause I know it'll work. I know I'm going to enjoy it. I know the audience is, and it feels like a anchor, you know, just like, okay, well, whatever else, there's this fun thing we do every week here, you know? Yeah.
Last time we chat, we were talking about clips and social media and stuff too. Do you make the clips after you make your own clips, right?
No.
Oh, you have someone do it?
I have someone do it. Awesome. That's a shout out Madalena, who also, yeah,
she's awesome.
Yeah. She also does for YKS. I fucking love her. Yeah, I mean, she's so cool. Yeah. You know, I was for a long time. And then it's just like, it was kind of the first thing I was like, man, that's the first thing I want to outsource. I just fucking hate editing so much. Yeah. I edited for a long time. A lot of my like day jobs in my 20s were editing like social media content. Yeah. And it just like opening up Premiere kind of makes me want to blow my fucking brains out. Yeah. So as much as possible, I try not to. But that being said, I mean, it's like, I'll do Fortnite Talk Show. I'll try and write down notes as we go about what I think good clips would be and stuff. Cause I find that helps.
Is that a show that you can, cause you can't really do like prep for that show? Are there, you're talking about the Wicked one. Are there other ones that you spend like a couple hours or even like 10 minutes preparing for? Like for this one, I spend, some time on this, and then also on like the podcast simulator takes up a lot of time too. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of fascinating with like coming up with an idea for a stream of like, this is really fun, but it's going to take 5+ hours of
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
And then you're like, and then for like having being on screen long enough that I don't even know if I'll make my money back on it. I mean, it's just the constant thing. Well, you know what I've started doing with Fortnite Talk Show, which I really like doing, is every time there's a holiday, I just do Fortnite Talk Show blank special. Like I do Valentine's and I put a new virtual background on and I go to Michael's and I buy like a heart, and put it on the ground. And that's been really fun. Also for me to like, it then just gives me, it feels a little bit like a one word suggestion in Improv where it's like, great, now I have a framework with which to talk to every single person tonight other than just trying to pull it out of my ass.
Yeah.
And so I really like doing that with it.
That's cool.
And so I think about that and I've got like a soundboard and I like to add new sounds every week, but yeah, it just depends. I mean, it's like, as you said, like there's only so many written things you can do in my schedule, So like, but I would say I still try and do a fair amount. As much as I can, with making it sustainable, I guess.
Do you post, do you do VODs and stuff on YouTube? I've been like dabbling more and more.
I have a VODs channel. I never update it.
Yeah.
I'm so bad about it. I should,
The YouTube stuff is super fascinating to me.
I feel totally not like a part of, like, I'm really trying to like make my YouTube presence bigger and that like for as long I was just doing short form clips and now I'm like, okay, let's do cut downs of these shows and put it out. And like, and it's cause God, more so than any of the things, even Twitch, it's like, that's the only platform where you can make actual money, cause that's the only one where it's like, oh, okay. If you have a video do 1 million views on TikTok, you make $0. And if you have a video do 1 million views on YouTube, you get like 5 to 10 grand or whatever it is. It's like real shit. So I feel like that's the end goal, I think, for anyone in like the creator space almost. Is like hopefully get a YouTube channel going because their ad split is like actually good.
Yeah, and I watched an interview last week and the Twitch person was saying what's stressful is like if you have a really good month on Twitch, you get like a ton of subs.
Yeah.
What happens is then like the following month you see like a crazy dip 30 days later. Just kind of that instability can be stressful, I imagine. The YouTube stuff is cool to me just because I like that on Twitch it goes away after 2 weeks, but especially like having guests on, I like having it live in a place. And so my editor, Zach, will like make a cut down version, use all 3 of the cameras. And it's just like a little bit of a higher end version that lives on there.
Yeah, totally.
And it's none of it is doing like crazy numbers. It's all like a couple hundred views, but I'm fine with that because I just like having it live in a place that's
kind of how I feel too, especially when the special streams I do. I'm like, well, I want to like have these live in perpetuity. Like I want, and it's like more than just having the VOD. Like I really like having this, like, this is like, makes it feel like a piece I did, you know? So I totally get that. But yeah, it's so hard. I mean, it's just like, the biggest thing about Twitch, which is so strange, is it doesn't correlate really with any other social media, even more so than the other ones in terms of like, I don't know. I think if you're big on TikTok, you can funnel people to YouTube, but it's like, it's just so like its own thing. It's like weird because there's so many people on Twitch, but I always describe it as still like niche social media. Like it's social media and it's social media, so it's big, but it's like, it's a subsection of people. Like the first 2 years I was streaming where I wasn't gaming at all, people would often say to me, especially when I post clips, like, oh, I thought you were like gaming on there because that's just the only thing they know about Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now that they have like categories and stuff, I don't think I really do a good job with that, but it's kind of fascinating seeing
but just chatting
has hundreds of thousands of people watching.
But I've heard there's no point to use any of them except just chatting unless you're playing a game.
Yeah.
That's what people have told me because the other ones don't have anyone looking at them.
Because I've never been like, oh, I like God of War. Let me see who else is playing God of War.
I know.
I guess I just go to YouTube and watch like a nicer video of it. Are there any other like Twitch things you want to do this year? I mean, you're talking about themed months or like themed streams. I think is really fun and creative. Are there other like, I don't know. I like that you and I both kind of steer away from gaming sometimes.
Yes,
and, I think it's a more fun outlet.
Yeah.
Even if I'm just having like a conversation, I like it more than like watch me be bad at a game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as I was talking to you about before this, and I was saying on my stream this morning, I want to go to Kai Cenat Streamer University.
Oh my God, we got to plug
Send
that.
me to fucking Kai Cenat Streamer University. I promise you, I will get a good education and I'll come back and make money for this family. Like, please send me. I'm going to crush it there. I'm going to be the only 32-year-old with a receding hairline there. I'm going to run circles around. Well, actually, no, these racist 17-year-olds are going to run circles around me. They're going to pull my pants down. They're going to hit my bottom. They're going to destroy me out there.
I've watched a handful of his streams. They have 70 to 100,000 people watching them.
Yeah.
John Cena, Nicki Minaj, he gets all these celebrities on it. I mean, actually going back to what you were saying too about how Twitch and social media like doesn't always go hand in hand. I love watching Twitch show clips of him and like it getting 400 likes. Instagram doesn't really care about it.
I know. Even though he makes like hundreds of thousands of dollars like a day from streaming. Yeah. It's weird, man. I mean, it's a very weird landscape of a site. I mean, it also is like the only social media with no algorithm to speak of whatsoever.
Yeah,
you know,
their app is horrible.
Yeah, it's just like a different, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. But I can't get enough of it.
Yeah,
I mean, and YouTube their live streaming shit sucks. So
I don't think I've ever watched.
It's just not as good. It's like the same thing, but like the chat stuff is worse. It's just
Yeah, I guess we did for Flagrant Ones did a fundraiser stream, and I had Zoom set up, and I just connected it to YouTube Live, and then just sent people that link,
right?
Because we didn't have like a Twitch setup or anything. But yeah, it was interesting seeing the like chat on there. That really what has been my only experience with it. Have you ever I haven't. Have you ever done like I don't know what the word is, like streaming on multiple things?
Yeah, I did it a little bit. I was trying to do it with Fortnite Talk Show, but it was just like, I tried it a couple different services and they just didn't work that well. And then like my internet connection, it's like I could do it, but then I was lowering the stream. It feels like there's no reason not to, but no is the answer.
Yeah.
Like I know that Everything Now guys, they do it to great success, and like
really?
they do a thing where they have like they're behind, because I don't know if you've ever seen their show, but it's like
I've watched it.
Like green screen, crazy stuff, and then the YouTube stream is all behind the scenes, and it's just an iPhone.
Okay,
and it's like cool because then it's like its own thing, but also it like keeps it separate. I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah. But the short answer is no, but we probably should be.
My fear is, and I don't do a great job, as you can see, interacting with the chat. But hey
guys,
what's up, guys? Thank you for the.
I'm looking at my phone. I'm trying to talk. I mean, well, what did I ask you? What was my first question? How do I read chat? No way to read it. I'm reading off my phone. Now my sightlines are all fucked up. I'm taming of the shrewing Kevin, but it's to teach him how to be a good streamer.
Luke's been giving me a lot of good advice.
Yeah, motherfucker. See, that could have had chat, and then we could have switched over halfway through.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, man. You know, if you have what's the quote? If you have the eyes to see, listen, man, there's truth everywhere if you have the eyes to see it. Have you heard that?
I haven't, but I am thinking about how you haven't said something yet where I've gone like, I don't really agree with that.
Goddamn right. I have a gift for you.
You do?
Yeah. You brought me a gift last time, so I thought I'd give you
and you wore it on a viral clip.
I did wear it, and a lot of the comments on the clip were about the hat.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I guess, is there a joke about the price of the hat?
Yeah, that it's 20. It's not $30 and it's $20.
Well, I think it's very funny that that's what you mentioned, because I think you're gonna like.
Oh my gosh. This looks familiar.
Yeah.
Are you returning the hat?
No, I'm gifting it back to you. I tried it out. I wore it a few times. I'm glad it went viral in the clip. I don't really think it was because of the hat, but I don't think I want it anymore.
It's pretty beat up. I don't know what I'm going to do. Should I start wearing it?
I don't know, man.
Some hairs in here.
It's the hat. You know,
that's tough. It is. It definitely feels worn and used.
I wore it. I probably wore it 20, 30 times.
Yeah.
But I really need it, with a piece of clothing, you really got to wear it. Because at first I thought I liked it, But then I kept wearing it, and then I was like, I don't really think I like this. I don't really think it fits my, like, the trucker hat style isn't really for me. So I would, see, it looks great on you, man.
It's kind of small.
Well, you can make it bigger, man.
I don't think so.
So I think,
well, I guess I'm sad to receive the gift back, but
yeah.
It
You know what made me sad? How genuinely excited you seemed about getting a gift. And that's where that hurt me, because then I was like, oh man, this kind of mean-spirited play is I'm gonna hurt a guy's feelings with this.
Yeah, my ass lit up. That was tough. But
why wouldn't you? You said a new friend said they were gonna give you a gift.
Yeah.
Instead, they made a mockery of you.
But you said you have worn it to great success, so maybe it'll rub off.
Yeah,
and
I put my stank on it.
Your luck stank on it.
I put my dirty ass, bald, sweaty head all over that shit.
Well, Luke, you're a star, and I'm glad to have you. But this wouldn't be a podcast simulator if we didn't do a podcast.
Can I give you another note? Really small.
Yes.
Like I'm gonna have
the
to
font, but you don't have to worry about reading it. I'm gonna read it to you.
Okay.
The font is comically small, and here, maybe I can zoom in a little bit.
Is it on browser? Can't you just do Control Plus?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now by clicking that.
See?
Look at that.
Look at folks.
Okay.
Sensei, student.
Luke's killing it. So we're doing host mode. I was trying to think of a good idea for a show for you to host, and I came up with Grand Theft Auto. This is a weekly podcast that you will be hosting,
cool.
And I'm cautiously optimistic this is going to go better than the last one that I did with you. Let's see.
Is this the only idea?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. It's fine. I thought there'd be like a few. Whatever.
Each week, Luke plays Grand Theft Auto online and drives around picking up strangers. Sound familiar? Whoever gets in, Luke informs them that they're on Grand Theft Auto, Los Santos' #1 hit podcast. The premise here is simple, Luke. The show only stops when the passenger jumps out of the car.
I mean, that is a good idea. That sounds fun.
And
should I do that?
I think you should.
That honestly sounds fun.
Well, this is going much better than the last one.
I don't even remember the last idea. What was the last idea?
I don't remember either.
Yeah, you don't remember either because you didn't write it. ChatGPT did. This honestly sounds fun. I would do this. I don't think it should be a podcast. That doesn't make any sense. I mean,
no, it doesn't.
How would it be a podcast?
Yeah, because they would just be listening to a recorded Twitch stream.
It'd be a podcast of listening to me talking to someone on a PS5 mic. I mean, does that sound good?
Well, I think you would post it on YouTube as well. I think maybe the move here, I mean, going back to what we were talking about multi-stream, this would be like a Twitch stream that you would also put on YouTube that would also be a podcast.
That's not what multi-streaming is, but I do understand what you're trying to say. Which is weird because you described multi-streaming accurately before.
Yes, minutes ago.
What you just said is, yeah, you're uploading at different places.
Let's go to the first scenario.
I don't know if I could get people. All right, let's get in the first scenario. I don't know if I could get people to talk to me. That would be my worry. I don't need to give you real notes on your stupid joke
thing.
See,
this is what's tough is when I zoom in, it fully crops out on the stream. Man, just read it to me. So we're gonna zoom out.
Maybe get a monitor that's smaller than a fucking iPad, and it's not 10 feet away from me.
The chat can't see the top of it, so chat, I'm just gonna read it to you.
Can you fix that?
Let's see. I think if I go like this, the chat still can't read it, but now I can. Your first episode goes a little longer than expected. Your guest is Darren, a sophomore in uni, that's British for college, on spring break. You guys have a nice chat about his major, fun stories with his mates, that's British for friends, and a sad story about, quote unquote, the one bird who got away. That's an actual bird. Here's the problem.
Now, I know ChatGPT didn't. That's a real joke. It's okay, funny, but I can tell you wrote it, and that's what I'm proud of in this.
Because of my smirk?
Yeah,
here's the problem.
I could tell.
Here's the problem, Luke. Darren is not getting out of the car. Your 45-minute convo quickly goes to 2, 3, 4 hours. Is he trolling you? You'd love to wrap this up, but the rules are rules. So, in this
Beautiful
scenario,
Anonymous, but for racist teenagers.
That's right. In the scenario, do you ask him to drive, or do you run over someone to get the cops chasing you?
The second one, because then if you die, you know, just like in real life, if you suicide by cops, it's not your fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with the second one. We're going to run someone over to get the cops chasing you. Let's see what that leads to. To make things interesting, you drive over a few pedestrians to get your star meter up. The cops are chasing you and you're not backing down. Eventually, a helicopter shoots you and the episode is over. What a climactic ending. Host grade A.
Nice.
You killed it.
Is A the highest, or is it like video games where S is highest?
A is the highest.
Nice. All right.
Okay, you killed it. Let's go to the next scenario, which is called Road Bump. Your show's a huge hit, Luke. Vulture calls you Gen Z's brunette Conan O'Brien.
There's absolutely no way a single person in Vulture gives a shit what Twitch is, but go off, Kevin.
Your ability to keep any conversation entertaining is impressive. But during an ad read for State Farm, the unthinkable happens. A drunk driver drives right into the side of your car, shooting your guest out of the vehicle into the street. You scream at the top of your lungs and try to bring your guest back to life. Sadly, someone followed me. I can't read the screen. Sadly, you're not having any luck. This dude is dead, Luke. State Farm asks you to remove this moment from your show. However, you think it would be disrespectful to dishonor your guest this way by cutting it. So, Luke, what do you do in this scenario? Do you leave this moment in where your guest dies and return the $75,000 that State Farm gave you?
$75,000? No, don't. Yeah, obviously I'm taking it out. I don't give a shit. $75,000 is more than I've made on Twitch, like net. Do you understand how much money that is?
Yes, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, so no, obviously I don't care about this one moment from the stupid show that I don't even prep for.
Okay, so you're going to keep the $75,000?
Yes, I don't care. Also, why am I doing the ad reads live?
That's well, the show starts and stops when the guest is there. So you have to do the ad reads.
But I'm doing the ad reads on the Twitch stream?
Yes. I mean, this is more right.
Yes, so wouldn't I do, if it's in podcasting, wouldn't I do the ad reads like after and we
normally you would, but because the show takes place all in a single thing, moment, it makes more sense for you to do the ad reads while you have the guest on.
Okay, sure.
So we're gonna go with we're keeping the $75,000. Unfortunately,
who gives a shit?
The PC police are the only cops more powerful than the LSPD. That's the Los Santos Police Department. Every future guest is going to call your ass out on this moment of pocketing the money. You failed, but that's okay.
Why is that PC?
Because it was disrespectful that you kind of cut this moment out of the show.
That's not, how is it not politically correct to do that?
Because it was mean that you didn't you should have let the guy stay.
Die?
So, no, but it was very nice when you were like,
what did I cut out exactly? I just cut him out dying.
Well, yes, and you trying to bring him back to life. And maybe you gave a nice speech about how good of a guest he was. I think it's PC in that you sided with the corporation instead of the person. And there, as we know, the only cops more corrupt than LSPD is the PC police. So we're going to leave it and we're going to return the $75,000 to State Farm.
I have to do that?
You don't want their friggin' money anyway, Luke.
Yes, I do.
You tell
I do. I really do.
You tell State Farm you're leaving the moment in the episode and they don't pay you for the ad read.
I do ad reads for a lot worse companies for $75,000.
However, your show skyrockets and the clips go viral and you're wearing the Hatpack hat that you didn't give back to me.
Because I gave it back? And I'm like a hero?
And you left the moment in. And people started GoFundMe for you.
Doesn't sound that funny, does it? Me killing a drunk driver. I mean, would that really go that viral? I mean, like, hand to God, do you really think
No, you didn't kill a drunk driver. A drunk driver killed your guest, but the moment was very real where you were like, this sucks. I feel so bad. This guy's dead. He was a really nice guy.
So I don't know GTA isn't real?
Well, you're treating it real.
Okay, so in the world of the show, I'm treating this all like it's real.
Yeah.
So then is the idea that when I interview them, I'm asking them about their character, or am I I'm not asking about the people playing. I'm asking about the character in the game. And I'm asking about like where they live in Los Santos.
Yeah. And their life, their personal life,
Right.
their career.
Right.
And and someone died. That's really sad.
I mean, I guess in no way did I assume that that was part of. Now it's all kind of making a little more sense, the like sort of thrust of your argument, why I would be so heartbroken that a character died. But I guess in the world of the podcast, which it is that Los Santos is real and I live in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay,
it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes total sense.
There's a good question: is the state farm money real or GTA money? It's both. Wow. Next scenario, the bus stop. You do a fundraiser episode, and this time you're driving a bus. This is a really fun episode, Luke. You get a bunch of your favorite comedians and streamers to all hop on the bus. However, a few hours in, the unthinkable happens. 2 punks get on the bus with guns, and they say that if you go slower than 55 miles per hour, they'll get off the bus. Their names are codenamed Mr. Gentleman and Stefan.
Now, this feels written by AI, the last paragraph.
Their code names are Mr. Gentleman and Stefan.
Well, you say Stefan, but there's something about like the speed reference. It's like, who would reference speed now? It's just so out of pocket.
It's a really interesting movie.
Yeah.
You have 2 options in this scenario.
Okay.
You attempt to disarm the punks and shoot them so that they don't stop the fundraiser stream, or you go Rihanna mode and shut up and drive.
I think what have we seen in this fucked up world? What brings people together better than acts of mass violence?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Rihanna. Shut up and drive, 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 drive. I like California King Bed. I think that's a great song.
Okay.
In my California King Bed.
Did she perform it at the Super Bowl 2 years ago? Thoughts on not the Kendrick Super Bowl, Usher on the rollerblades?
Fucking sick.
Yeah, it was.
I loved Usher.
Yeah.
Is that what you were gonna say, or did you not like it?
No, I thought it was. Every Super Bowl performance should have a rollerblade medley.
I think my only problem with the Kendrick Super Bowl is I think you should have said pedophile on TV.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
You could say pet. I mean, they say it on Law and Order, right?
Yeah, like every week.
Yeah, you could say pedophile.
Real
guys.
question: do you want to go roller skating sometime?
Yes. Where, like Moonlight Raceway, that place in Burbank?
The one in Glendale by the brewery in the strip club.
Guys, if you start showing up there every single night, there's a chance in the next, let's be real, 3 to 6 months, probably going to take us a while to get our act together to do it. You could see me and Kevin there. How cool would that be?
That would be awesome. And you will definitely show up.
Yeah.
We're going to go with disarm and shoot them. It seemed like you were.
No. I wanted to shut up and drive.
All right.
Nice.
Your experience.
Wait. Is it because you wanted to show off the wrong one?
No.
Okay. We could go back if you like wrote something funny you want to show.
I don't think I did.
Okay.
Knowing my ass.
Yeah.
Your experience driving every week pays off, Luke. You're able to drive 10 hours at 55 miles per hour and raise a ton of money for charity. Nice job. After hitting $100,000, you drive off a cliff with the eerie last line. I've always wanted to do this.
That's funny as fuck. It's like
that's
Marvel.
Cool.
I've always wanted to do this.
Okay, last scenario.
So that was a thing.
You receive an email from Rockstar, the creators of Grand Theft Auto, asking if you want to be in the new GTA 6. It's a 3-week gig, and you'll be able to use your actual show in the video game.
It'll be like on the radio?
Yeah.
That's cool.
However, Rockstar only pays you by giving you 1 copy of the game. Do you do this?
I think I would.
Interesting.
I think I would.
Walk me through your thought process.
I think I would. I think it would be worth it because then you can live forever in the
I said, walk me through this. You just said, yeah, I think I would.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, clearly I was re-getting my, I was just taking a second.
I thought you were just going to say that, and then you're just going to stop. Sorry, I interrupted. It was rude.
No, I really don't remember what I was going to say.
I have a gift for you.
I want that hat back, by the way.
It's mine
I
now.
like it. It's not. You're borrowing it. I think that I would because I think video game developers are the most important people on earth, and anything I can do to help them would just absolutely, it would be so amazing. I think that if we could get a Red Dead Redemption 3, school shootings would stop, dude.
Wow.
Yes.
You heard it here first. Luke is going with yes. Although the pay sucks, you do get great exposure for your podcast. It still sucks that they didn't really pay you, but yeah, it's cool that more people are listening to the show now.
This is an honest question.
Yes.
Okay. In a real scenario like this.
Yep.
Because my actual impulse would be, the answer to the question I'm going to ask is my guess would be no. Do you think in an analogous situation like that, in some sort of bigger media property, they'll feature the podcast, do you think it would actually make views go up? Like if a podcast you worked on did that, or do you think that it would have absolutely, because my guess is it would have no effect whatsoever.
It wouldn't have but similar to like a viral clip on social media of a podcast, it's like such a comically small difference.
Yeah.
Now the difference is, I think
GTA 6.
It's GTA 6. It's probably going to be the biggest game of the decade.
Yeah.
And the radio audio element is such a big part of it.
Yeah.
I do think it would impact the show, but to your point, not in a way where you're like, whoa, I went from 10,000 to 100,000. I think it would be like, I went from 10,000 to 20,000, which is still not nothing.
But they should have probably paid me. Like, I probably would have rather had what should have been the amount they would have paid me.
Yes, but I also think I would have gone with, I'll do it to be in
I just
GTA.
like GTA so much.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really the problem.
It'd be really cool.
You know, if they were going to put me in, like, I don't know, Madden or something.
Sure.
Know, or sports ball, you know what I mean, man?
Here's the thing. If you had chosen no, they would have, you have to be careful with those things. They're really sharp. You would have, if you had chosen no.
You were using it like a mouse pad earlier. Did you see yourself doing that?
Yeah, was it?
You were kind of holding it, and I was like, oh, is that his mouse?
I think it doesn't help that my trackpad looks like two of them put together.
Enhance.
If you had chosen no, they would have made the podcast anyway without you and just basically done a carbon copy of you.
Well, see, but that's okay. But I mean, isn't that really the great question as an artist, especially in the age of AI, Kevin, is it better to stick to your morals and do it, that they're not paying you and you shouldn't do stuff for no pay? Or is it better to sell out and let, Raytheon make your voice the voice that people overseas hear before they're blown up by bombs?
That's a great question. Chat, let us know. Let us know what you think as Luke is doing some plugs, because that's the end of this stream. Luke, you did a fantastic job on Podcast Simulator. We've been going pretty long, hour, 5 minutes.
Oh, I guess, never mind. I thought it'd be longer.
Anything?
It's like 3 things. Drove like 40 minutes to be here. You wrote 3 jokes?
We're gonna hang out.
We are? Like off stream?
Have you ever watched Lord of the Rings director's commentary cut?
I haven't seen the director's commentary. All right. Here we go again. Always wanted to say that as well. What do you want me to do?
We could also chat. What else is what else is going on?
No. I meant I'm fine with this ending. I have something I need to do.
Oh, so now you have things to do.
No, but I'm saying I just felt like you drive somewhere, you're like, oh yeah, we'll chat and then we'll do Podcast Simulator. I was assuming it was like first hour chat, second hour Podcast Simulator.
It was 45 chat.
Okay. 15.
20.
It was 3. There were less scenarios than there were last time.
There were the same amount of scenarios and they were better.
All right. But that's weird because, like, you did that on my show. I get you didn't work really hard on the thing you wrote for my show. But
that's true. I didn't.
You didn't work that hard on the thing you wrote for your own show.
That was good.
I mean, it was good. It just wasn't very long.
This is why
How long did this take you? Be honest. Be honest. How many hours?
You don't want to know.
I want to know, man. Just be honest with me. Because if it's a lot, respect. You know what? You thought about it. Maybe the ideas didn't come to you. But it doesn't feel like it took you that long.
3
hours? Yeah. An hour a scenario?
It wasn't an hour scenario.
Were you like going on your phone?
Yeah.
A lot?
That has to stop. I'm not going to lie.
That has to stop.
But the thing that I'm not good at, here's the two things I struggle with. Coming up with the podcast for the podcast simulator and then scenarios for you to choose.
Right. So the whole thing.
Well, once I get those two, though, I think this will be much longer and thorough.
Right.
And I think you'll enjoy it more. But right now,
I really liked it. I mean, I'm sort of like, I could have done this all day.
Yes. And I'm working on that part.
How do we do that? Let's all right, let's turn it back on you. Now we're going to do podcast simulator, and we're going to sort of, okay, we're going to put you through some scenarios to make this idea. We were talking about this on Twitch. How do we keep things, fresh?
Yeah.
I don't.
Here's a thought I had.
Okay.
I build the podcast with you live instead of me doing all of the work beforehand. Like,
or you just write the prompts and you don't have to write the jokes, and we assign a grade. Like, you give me a grade. Like, I tell you what I would do, and then you give me a grade in real time and give me feedback as like a podcast expert.
So I say, like, it's called Grand Theft Auto. Here's a scenario.
Yeah, like the scenario is there's this thing. Do you take the money? Not why. And then you kind of think about it, but then it's a little bit less work, I guess. I guess it still doesn't really take out the hard part, does it?
Yeah. Once I can figure out how to come up with the podcast for the guest and for the dilemmas, it's over.
It's over, bro. Podcast simulator. I really enjoy, truly, I really enjoy it. I was not very long.
Well, thanks to the 400 people
minutes.
from DBJ who swang by.
And spent as much time as the car than I did on the show.
We're watching Director's Cut 2 Towers.
Not even Return of the King. Or I guess people like that one less. I don't really know.
We're watching the best one.
And
here's a fun game we do. We mute it and guess what you and I.
Okay.
I mute it and we guess what the characters are saying.
And we guess what race J.R.R. Tolkien did an insane sort of like approximation of to make another character in the movie.
That's the only part we do live on Twitch.
Right.
Everything else is just us chilling as friends.
Right. But we do the race science part live on Twitch.
This is a pre-game to roller skating.
Okay.
You come over
and watch a 5-hour movie.
4:00.
Okay.
We watch 5-hour movie.
Do you really want to do roller skating, or is that kayfabe?
It's real.
You do want to go roller skating?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
this is...
It's Kev's fave.
Kev's fave?
It's not kayfabe. It's Kev's fave.
Oh, cool. No, that's good.
You come over 4:00.
Okay.
40-minute drive. I Venmo you for
Then we
gas.
drive all the way to Glendale. At least, I guess we could watch the movie at my house. That would take off a lot of time.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd thought about that. Oh.
I go to your place. We watch Lord of the Rings.
What are you bringing, snacks-wise?
I know, because I was going to ask you what you're bringing to my place.
I know, but now I flipped it. And I'm getting a new couch, so you're really going to want to come to my place.
I'm probably going to McDonald's and Wendy's and doing Suicides of the Fountain drinks.
That is good. Do you ever drink Hulk drink?
You know what that is? What is it?
It's when you go to McDonald's and you mix blue blue Powerade with orange high C. Hulk drink.
Oh.
Hulk drink.
I get two Hulk drinks.
Hulk drink.
Two the Suicides.
Now they're called self-harms.
I know. What was I supposed to...
PC police.
There's other words for it.
That's kind of funny, though.
Yeah,
because you were making all those PC police jokes.
Yes, that's true.
So I thought you might like that.
I love it.
Yeah, now when you mix all the sodas together, they call it mental health crisis. Come on, man. That's funny. Chat, what do you think about that? Let me open up my phone.
Chat's going off.
I'm going to ask them, do you like mental health crisis instead of suicide? Chat's going off. We'll see what they say.
You come over 4:00 on a Thursday. We watch 2 Towers.
I stream at 8, so how is this going to work? I'm not taking the night off for this.
Okay. Thursday morning, 4 a.m.
Okay, all right.
Great. I come over to your place. I got the Hulk drinks, the other ones.
What would Katie do if I had a friend over at 4 a.m.? Hey, he's just coming over to watch a movie. Could you imagine? I mean, what would your wife do?
I don't think she would enjoy it.
No.
We're
come loud. Helm's Deep is sick! Oh, with Legolas. Dude, he's going down the stairs on his shield. That shit's cool.
We're doing drinking games, but it's with the Hulk drink.
Yeah, we're getting hyper as all hell on caffeine.
Every time they say, what do they say in these movies?
You shall not pass.
Yes, every time they say that, we're having a sip. Then 8 a.m. 9 a.m. we're done.
There's no we have to
Denny's. We have to go to Denny's. I'm starving. No offense.
Right, because we didn't. The drinking game didn't work.
No,
there was nothing to drink.
And I'm hungry.
Right.
We have to leave Denny's. I get pancakes.
I'm more of an IHOP guy.
Okay, I go to Denny's. You go to IHOP.
Yeah,
we FaceTime.
We FaceTime.
I go.
I'm getting the blueberry.
I'm having what he's having. Big wink to the waiter.
Yeah. Can I have a Grand Slam, sir? This is a IHOP. You know, like, sir, this is a Wendy's.
Yes.
Get your okay, how about
They're
this?
saying, get your bitch ass out of here at 9 a.m.
No. Okay, you don't get my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Yep.
Get your shrimp out your fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yes.
That's funny.
Now I have to leave. I'm in the parking lot.
That's funny.
And
remember that chat?
Yes.
Shrimp
dude.
and the cinnamon toast. That guy died.
That sucks.
Yeah.
9 a.m.
Shellfish allergy.
9 a.m. We're at the rink. What, hour, 2 hours?
Yeah.
We call it a day? That's it? You're not streaming till 8.
Yeah, I haven't been up since 4 a.m. I'm going to need a nap. You didn't factor in the nap.
Okay.
Where's the nap?
We haven't been to my place yet. You lay here. I'm on this side.
Okay. I like the cable management.
Yeah, they killed it. They went off on that.
I'd be nervous about carpet. I'd be nervous about getting it dirty.
Yes, and it rained and it stressed me out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
white carpet.
The guest
white carpet.
volunteered this. Do you want me to take my shoes off? I said that'd be awesome. So that was cool.
I gotta be honest. I mean, I would in the rain. I don't like taking my shoes off. I don't want to go to your house. I don't want to take my shoes off.
Yeah.
I understand if says that they're a no shoes house, of course I'll respect it.
Yeah.
And you know what I could sometimes get, and I know people aren't gonna like this, but I can get it if it's like, okay, there's a few of us over. If you're throwing a party, we cannot have a shoes off party.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's stinky too.
It's stinky.
Uh-huh.
It's gross ass shit.
Do you wash your shoes? You throw them in the wash?
Fuck no.
Oh man.
Am I supposed to? I guess I sometimes.
With those, I would say yes.
Bro, he's coming for me.
Luke, is there anything you'd like to promote as we head out tonight?
Yes, I would love to promote.
Damn, 75 minutes. That's like a normal good length for a stream, if you ask me.
No, it's not. It's like 2 hours is like a normal amount.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's fine.
Well, let's go back.
You could do short streams.
It's 12 p.m. We took a nap. Now, where are we going to lunch?
That's what we're going back to. No, I'm going to do my plugs and then I got to go home. Okay. If someone comes over and takes all your shoes off and they aren't wearing socks, I would kick them out of my house. I wouldn't have them. I'd rather clean my fucking floors than have your gross ass doo-doo ass toes all over my fucking floor, man. I'll tell you that much. I'd rather have the dirt from outside than have the fucking dandruff off your bare feet on my floors. Truly. And that's the clip. All right. I thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me, Kevin. You can find me at twitch.tv/thelukeman. You know how that shout out command works over there?
I know. You want to show me?
All right. /shout out space the Luke Man.
Which one's the slash button?
It's next to right shift, I believe. Is that
next to who's the lead singer from Guns N' Roses?
I have no idea. Axl Rose.
The slash button's next to Axl Rose.
That's good, man.
Shout out.
Is that from an old sketch?
You're the Luke Man.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing you'll be able to do for your guests in the future. We're gonna get Kevin.
Hey,
look at that, man.
Shout out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Give Luke a follow, everyone.
And so
perfectly respectable stream link, the chat is saying.
Let's see what user said that. I don't recognize you. Not important to me.
Kef Shevin.
What am I doing?
You're promoting, you have the Fortnite talk show that everyone loves and goes crazy for. You also have hysterical clips on Instagram that I can't personally get enough of. And we're going to be doing a collab stream in March. I'm very excited about. I don't know if you know about that.
I do
but
know
it just
about
got
this.
confirmed.
I set it up.
You did. It was very cool. It was very
I'm glad
nice
you
of
were down for it. I don't know if they want us to announce it yet.
I'm not saying what it is.
We're not saying what it is.
But it was very funny because you asked me for my phone number. I said, well, we're going to be hanging out, seeing movies together.
Isn't it worse because I already
skating.
had it and I lost it?
Yes, you clarified. I don't remember your number. Remind me. Then I did. Then someone else texted me.
It's like I was being coy. It's like when it's like when your homie asks the girl for her number because you're too scared to, you know? Yeah, I mean, you did a great job plugging me, man. Yeah,
Thanks.
I do a lot of streams. I love Twitch, baby. And I'm going to be the first bald student at Kai Cenat Streamer University. So,
oh yeah, how do we get you set up for that? What should the chat do?
The chat should look out for Luke doing the Send Luke to Kai Cenat University subathon, where hopefully you guys are going to be able to raise enough money to get me basically a chat funded scholarship. And I'm going to basically have the weekend of my life learning finances from Mr. Beast and learning sciences from Mark Rober.
Well, I can't wait for that. I'm so excited. And you'll have to report back. And would love to have you back. And maybe we'll do a podcast simulator all about your experiences at Kai Cenat University.
Okay, but after a certain amount of time, because I want to get the content out on my stream. And then we can do your stream. You know what I mean?
We'll do a collab for sure.
Yeah.
I love that, and you're the best. And thank you for being here. We're gonna raid the Go Off Tings and tell them that Chef Kevin sent you.
Go Off Tings.
Bye.
All right.
Sorry.